On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, the statues, Dodge Magnum. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and like I said, today we are here with the statues SRT-8 Dodge Magnum. And I don't think I've seen any other vehicle hiding out in the background that's got more questions than this for a long time now. Literally, everyone's like, what's up with the Magnum? And I was like, come on, we're getting to it. We were waiting on some parts. So, this thing's had a lot of work done to it, and it is crazy. How much power does it make?
It makes a little over 4 to the wheel.
Okay, yeah, because that was, you were getting it tuned when we were working on Josh's Trailblazer. Yeah, this was making dyno pulls, and it was so unbelievably loud that Josh and I were like, we have to leave.
Yep.
So,
I maxed out the fuel system, so that's all the fuel system will give me.
Gotcha. Well, it's pretty nasty. It's got the 6.1 HEMI that everybody knows and loves from the old school SRT vehicles. And, I mean, makes good power. And it's loud, it's got a system, it's fun to drive around, and it's got some welds. Well, these are actually the Hellcat wheels, aren't they?
Yep.
And then welds out back that match.
Welds are on the other side.
And we also are going to be fixing the axle that it snapped the bolts right off the axle stub. So this has GForce axles in it. They're massive. It's got a GForce drive shaft in it. A lot of it's just falling apart. So we're gonna raise it up. A shop did a bunch of work on this, and they didn't even put the bolts back in your rear end, basically.
No.
So we're gonna show you guys how bad it is. Let's get to it. We also have a care package over here from GForce with a whole bunch of grease and boots and everything we need, especially the bolts. They got twisted in half that we have to replace. So Casey's gonna take a shot raising this thing up in the air. And speaking of taking shots, I have to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Hunting Clash. I don't take too many breaks around here, but when I do, I'm busy playing Hunting Clash on my phone. I'm not much of a hunter, but once I downloaded this game, I fell in love with it, and I'm up to level 35 so far. So let me tell you a little bit about it while you check out some of this gameplay. Hunting Clash has incredibly realistic graphics that let you free the spirit of wild nature without leaving your home or even your chair. Hunting is one of the most ancient traditions of humanity, and now you can do it right on your phone. You can travel across the world exploring different locations for your hunts. There are dozens of wild animals. They're all very well modeled, and it's really fun to watch them out in the wilderness. You can upgrade your weapons, train your hunting dog, and compete with other hunters in duels. You can also upgrade your skills for hunting more dangerous animals and take part in weekly competitions and events to develop your shooting skills. There's championships, so many ways to interact with the community, and you can join my clan. Today, it's Watch JR Go. We're actually doing really well, and I'm the only one in there right now. Here you can see me hunting the Wapiti in Montana. Let's see how well we can do here. 99% precision, not bad, not bad. So go have some fun playing Hunting Clash today and support me by downloading Hunting Clash using the link in the description. It's huntingclash.link/WatchJRGo and use my unique code WatchJRGo for a bonus offer when you sign up. When you use my unique code to get started, you'll get 100 gold, 70 skill tokens, and 2 mythical lure cards to give you a big head start in the game. Huge thank you to Hunting Clash for sponsoring this video and being a continued supporter of automotive creators like me. And now, back to the Magnum. We've got the Magnum up in the air, and you guys can take a look at what's going on. We have already pulled out the axle stub. You can see it's sprayed grease everywhere, and all the bolts are still in the axle there. Let's grab a little bit of light so you guys can see what's going on there. But you can see all the bolts just sheared off perfectly inside the axle. These are GForce's axles that are pretty epic. And they've got Ford Performance stickers on them here. Are these the GT500 axles?
Yeah, they're special one-off.
One-off GT500 Magnum axles?
Yep.
I like it. And if you take a look at this drive shaft, it is a absolute monster. Sweet drive shaft. And then I was looking at it the other day and noticed the bolts aren't tight. So this has all been apart recently. And the bolts that show that they're actually torque marks and everything are not. So we got to go through, tighten those down. And where's the that rear end bolt? It's going to be tough to.
Here.
Yeah, you can see that it's definitely not in there. Oh yeah, backed all the way out. So the spare tire caddy is holding the rear end in. It has a couple threads in there, I guess.
Yeah, a few threads. But it's all solid billet aluminum bushings.
Okay.
This is a Hellcat rear cradle, Hellcat diff. It's set up to make a ton of power.
Absolutely.
Supporting mods are always the #1.
Yep. So our mission today is to get this axle down. We're going to go ahead and drop this wheel off and pull the axle out and rebuild it here on the bench. Luckily, these are rebuildable. The fun part's going to be trying to extract those bolts. And the stub is right over here on the parts washer. We were planning on cleaning this up a long time ago, but now we've got it over here. The grease held it in, but you can see the bolts. They are not in good shape. We'll just set this on our bench over there and start trying to get these things out. It's going to be a journey. So we're going to start by trying to just get these out with vice grips and a little bit of heat. So Casey told me these are all red Loctited in. It's definitely going to be a chore to get this thing out. I should have just gone ahead with the parts washer, but let's see what we can do here. We need a vise with a special chuck to hold the... I'm sure they have an axle vise.
Yep.
I mean, try it if you want.
We can drop the axle, put it in the diff.
And then have unlimited leverage on it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I agree. Well, let me try this other one. Go ahead and put it on here. Come on. Hey! That's what I was hoping for all of them. Look at that. It just unscrews just the way they're supposed to. All right, back this thing off here. Here we go. Look at that. That's what we wanted all along.
Yeah, take a look at that. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell there was some contamination on this bolt.
Yep.
Which is why they broke. So when they got serviced, they were not cleaned properly before they were put back together. Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to try to drill these ones and run an extractor through them. If you look right there, we've pre-drilled that one. Took quite a while to drill these bolts. They're great.
12.9 grade bolts.
12.9 metric. All right, so now we're going to try to use this screw extractor. Oh man, color both of us surprised, I think. That should have been in there much tighter. There was no Loctite in these, huh?
Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like it. All right, this time I'm gonna go ahead and pre-drill both of these. So these ones gave up pretty willingly, and then we had to put the axle back in the diff so we could get a real bite on it because we don't have like an axle vise. And we finally, with just the Knipex pliers there, we destroyed the thing. But those things are amazing. It let us get enough of a bite that we could use the car to hold the stub and got them out. So, we thought that was gonna take longer than that, honestly.
Yeah, off to the parts washer.
While I'm cleaning that up, Casey's gonna pull the wheel off and pull the axle out of here so we can rebuild it and put new boots on it and everything. Ooh, look at those nice shiny race car parts. So that's all cleaned up. Casey's just about done getting the axle off of there, and we're ready to start cleaning out our threads. We're gonna chase them all and put in some new hardware. So we just had to drop the exhaust. You want me to bring it down a little bit? Hold it? Oh, you got it, you got it. You got it, I'm holding down.
Oh no.
What?
It's raining.
Oh,
raining bolts.
Raining bolts? Yes, it is. Broken bolts just falling out of the axle. Boom, carnage. Check that out. What everybody wants to see right there. At least, hey, the boots were gone. They kind of needed rebuild. Now, oh, you know what? It probably tore the boots when it started freewheeling on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was on the highway when it happened.
Ouch.
Time for the fun part.
The fun part indeed. Hey, they all came out.
Yay.
Sweet. High-end axles right here. Rebuildable, super expensive. What do these axles cost?
$1,800.
$1,800 for axles? Well, there's an array of broken bolts, sheared clean off. So, you know, if you're working on rebuildable axles, put them back together right. So, this thing should come right apart with the Milwaukee Fuel 3/8 right there. So, yeah.
Always have to give it a couple.
Just
to make sure it works.
Yep. How would we know? Yeah, that's how they're supposed to come out, even with the red Loctite.
Some Loctite on that one.
Yeah, that one's actually... these haven't been apart. All right, now the stub can come off of this thing. Ooh, yeah.
Beautiful.
So much better. Boom. She's off. Hey, the grease was done too, so this is not a bad plan.
Yeah.
It's firming up.
Nice and
hot.
It's had 40,000 really hard miles.
Has it really? These have been in there for 40,000 miles?
40,000 miles.
Wow, I thought these had been in there for like a few miles.
Nope.
That's crazy, man. Crazy. Watching the master at work. Casey's like the axle whisperer every once in a while when I'm like, this thing won't go in. You just yell at him and he just taps it twice with a hammer and they go in. Every time.
Or getting them out.
We're getting them out. I'm gonna give you the spin. Almost. It's almost there.
A little more tap.
Boom.
Yeah. This is my motto.
Just
good old hammer. Sometimes you just gotta hammer it. Snap ring pliers. There's a snap ring in here that holds the CV onto the axle. So take that off. Got that guy right there.
And then just lift.
And the CV joint is off.
Sweet.
Same with the boot.
All right. You keep destroying, I'll start cleaning. The stubs are clean. The CVs themselves are incredibly clean. There's a little RTV that still needs scraped off there. And there's the other one, just final cleaning. We're gonna use the Milwaukee to clean those up. And the axle looks incredible clean. So, we'll start reassembling this next. 100% Jake and I just returned from the ride of the century. Or I guess it was the race for the ages or something like that. All I know is it was electric scooter versus side-by-side or quad on the way to O'Reilly's. Quad won. Jake had some massive head starts and was doing really well. Dude, so this is what we went to O'Reilly's for, was to pick up this caulk gun, right? And we all know that caulk guns always have this cutter here. This one has like a razor blade inside it, dude. So they put a safety cap on there so you don't accidentally cut your finger off with this bad boy.
Cigars, maybe?
Cigars. So GForce shipped the axle grease in this caulk gun. It is the way they build their axles, you know, at a high rate of speed. Also makes it a lot easier to put all the grease inside these things. The housing from the old axle cracked. I'm sure we showed you guys this, but just in case we didn't, where's that crack at? It's right across the entire face of it. Right there. Huge crack right there. So Casey just got a brand new one. And that is going to get filled with grease right now using the greasing machine.
You got to do like a tactical reload.
And this is definitely a lot cooler than packing them by hand.
Oh no.
Now you get to pack it by hand. If you were looking for a solution to properly rebuild axles at home, this is it.
Just got a little too excited at the beginning there.
Since we don't have an axle vise, all right, I'll let you do that part because I don't want to get covered with the grease. Make it easy to put the boots on.
Lubrication is key.
Boom. Teamwork. You really do need an axle vise or some kind of jig to hold these things to do that. There you go. 2 boots. Everything is ready to go together now. The boots are on and the axle is completely prepped. So these are going to get RTV on the surface of them to make sure this grease doesn't spill out. So RTV in there, a little RTV in there, and then the bolts will go in to line everything up. And of course there was a C-clip or a circlip that held all that together. Here are the boots. Casey's throwing those on there. We've got the Audiker clamp pliers over there to make all this magic happen. Putting them on like nothing. So do you fill the boots with grease too?
No, just the CV joint itself.
I didn't know how much you like to throw in them. Nice. Little black RTV. Typically, we're using gray on this one, the fast set. One side is all together now. The next side is ready to go. So Casey's gonna shoot a little RTV in there. Little RTV in here, just putting a slight bead around it. I'm sure the squeeze out does plenty to cover that thing. And then the CV will go on, grease side into the boot, and then more grease will go in and the cap will go on finally. to complete the picture here. Couple bolts in there to act as pins. Man, just lining it right up. Just a hair. Oh, of course it already like caught. Alignment dowel for the win. I'm gonna have it done before I can adjust these. Ah!
Super fast.
You tried. I tried. I was trying to get in there with the monster pliers. Oh, it's right here. I was trying to increase the speed. Yeah, everyone's like, protect your eyes. Shield your eyes. Oh, I just got sprayed with lithium grease.
Okay, it's good for you.
Avoid the splash zone. So lifting it up gives you extra room. You can fill with the grease there, I guess. Creates the largest void. Uh-oh, something's going down outside. And then Casey is filling this thing up with a mountain of grease before the end cap goes on. This reminds me of Cake Boss. This is a pretty cool job. Most people don't ever rebuild axles.
I could probably say this is the 30,000th one I've built in my life.
So the stubs, this time we're gonna assemble it properly because obviously somebody had taken it apart and improperly assembled it the last time it was done. We're going to cover these bolts with red Loctite, not cover, but you know, 4 drops on each one. And then there are brand new bolts and those are gonna get torqued to 75 foot-pounds. And this thing should not come apart again. That's really the goal here.
And also red Loctite in the hole.
That is some excessively red Loctite. Mine is red, but also clear. This looks like red paint. It's interesting. After this, we're gonna throw the axle back in the car and it'll give us something that'll actually hold the axle. Then it can be torqued all the way down. Support the weight. Oh my gosh, these things weigh more than the bricks. That went right in. Now, we definitely have the upper control arms unbolted, but we don't know if we have enough room yet. So Casey's gonna try to squish it. Big squish.
Oh yeah, nope.
Not enough room?
Nope, well, shooting free throws like Shaq.
E-brake cable is the holdup. Oh, we did it the hard way. We're doing it the fight each other way.
Okay.
This is gonna take a while.
Oh wait. Okay, go.
Yeah, that was 75. All right, oh gosh. Okay, hold on, new grip. Oh, you have an unfair advantage. My forearms are already burning. So we went ahead and tightened the axle nut down temporarily. It's the last one, I think, that needs torqued.
Yep.
And now we're using the 2-man method. Okay, I forgot which way I'm going here. Go for it. Yep, to torque all these things down. Obviously we did the inner, now we're doing the outer. Should we go one more just to double check? I mean, I'll pop you out.
Yeah, go one more.
Axle's all torqued to spec. We need to torque the old axle nut. Whatever, just big impact.
Lucky number 3.
Everyone nods at once. Yeah, that's how you do axle nuts. Correct. Oh, we gotta put the upper control arm bolts back in.
Yep. Okay.
All right. I'm tired, let's not do the rest. You don't need a car, right? It's all back together. We got the transmission hooks back up. Obviously, I didn't show it, but I had to pop it off and put it in neutral so we could spin that thing over and over and over. You can see everything is in here. All the red Loctite is almost tripping on the floor. There's a bit of it. Hopefully it doesn't come out again. So
should work.
It has to cure. Casey wants to let it sit for 24 hours before we take this thing out. So really 24 hours means in the morning when we get back here, that's when it's time to do large burnouts again. I mean, you want to drive the car. It's been a long time since he's driven the car, and he forgot the center caps for the wheels at home. So he just had these Mickey Thompsons mounted up, some ET Street R's, the hardcore edition. Those are going on the back because obviously these tires are gone. But you're probably gonna do burnouts on these, right? I would.
Yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't do.
We could blow up another
sticky burnouts. That's tough. You know, that's when things break. So we got that bolt back in, and we've tightened up everything else. I think this thing's good to go. Just need to put the wheel back on. Oh, and Casey put the exhaust back in the hangers too. We had to pull the exhaust down. Jake was hanging on the exhaust. This was a very complicated job trying to get all this together. So, but it's finally together. It should be fun again.
Thanks, Dodge.
We gotta put that back too. Anything else that we missed? Oh, same thing over here. All right, cool. I think everything's back together. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you to Hunt and Clash for sponsoring today's video. There's a link in the description below. Hit that up if you want to join my clan. It's WatchJRGo. Obviously, my unique code is WatchJRGo2 for the bonus. Don't forget to head on over to shopwatchjrgo.com for cool shirts not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. All right, guys. It's late. Everybody wants to leave.
Time to go home.
Yeah. It's very much a go home.